Well, it's been a blistering hot day here today, over 40 degrees, and not good weather for ducks or geese for that matter. But the best place really is to be in the dam. And these little guys are just over 2 weeks old, and they have grown 10 times bigger than when they hatched. And even the little crippled one is doing well. He's got little crippled feet, but he can swim really, really well. Now, here's a little tip from Farmer Nigel. If you ever find an orphan duck or a gosling, just put a little dish of water in their pen. Don't have a big tub or put them in water because they are not waterproof and they will get cold or get hypothermia and drown. That's funny you should say, because you see the mother ducks with their new broods out in the water with their little tiny babies floating around like boats. Well, the reason that is because the mother, she waterproofs them with the oil from her feathers. From her own feathers, she waterproofs them so they can swim perfectly. But little ones that don't have mothers, they don't have any oil for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, so they get wet and can drown really easily. But in about 3 weeks, then they'll get their oil, and then it'll be like water off a duck's back. Oh. 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 Well, this is Ryan Gosling, and he's 2 months old now and pretty well fully grown. They grow incredibly fast because they have to, because originally they came from the Arctic regions where the springs and summers were incredibly short and they had to grow quick to get out and fly south before the winter sets in. And geese have something in common. Oh, she loves all my buttons too. They're very inquisitive. They love anything like that as well. Geese have something in common with wolves. What's that I hear you say? Wolves? Well, in a wolf pack there's no orphans. If the mother or father die, or both of them die, the rest of the pack will take on the cubs and treat them as their own and rear them. And in goose society is exactly the same. If there is an orphan gosling, the other geese will look after it and treat it like their own. Even if it's a cranky old gander, he will look after that gosling and protect it, beak and feather and tooth or whatever, to protect it against everything else. Very much unlike chickens. If it's not their chicken, they'll chase it away or even kill it. Oh. Oh, oh. Well, geese are grazers. They love grass and most vegetation, including lettuce. 3 geese eat as much as 1 sheep in grass. 5 eat as much as a cow. And they have a simple digestive system. They have to eat a lot of grass because it is low in nutrients and they have to keep eating all day. But they're very messy creatures because food goes through them in 20 minutes. So quick as lightning. They're loving the water here. Ducks and geese, they don't actually need carbohydrates to grow. They can grow on grass alone, where chickens need grains to grow. But not that they don't love grains, they do love grains. And geese are great in an orchard where they'll clean up all your weeds and everything else like that. And their droppings will feed the trees. They're copious amounts of droppings. But be warned, if they don't have grass and greens, they'll ringbark your trees. And I've seen huge eucalypt trees killed by their powerful beaks. They'll rip all the bark off and ringbark them. And their personalities change in about the 1st of August. When the breeding season starts, the ganders can get very, very nasty. And all the scars on my arms are testament to these guys' powerful beaks and their powerful wings. If hit you with the wing, it's like a bone crushing moment. But other than that, they're pretty gentle and loving most of the time. Oh, oh, oh. Well, people often ask me, why are your geese so tame? And I tell them, well, they have to be, because a lot of them have done a lot of TV ads and movies where they've been asked to do a lot of hard things, and a lot is required of them. So they have to be very tame. But I'll let you into a little farmer Nigel secret. Oh, have you ever watched those documentaries, wildlife documentaries, where in the big penguin colonies, the penguins wander through and they find their young ones and thousands of birds, and they find their own babies? Well, they recognise their voice, and that's what they do. Well, with these geese, about 2 days before the egg hatches, I talk to the egg. I might be driving in the car, the egg will be sitting beside me on the seat, and I talk to the egg. I know you think I'm a madman, it sounds like I'm a madman, I am probably a bit of a madman, but I talk to the egg, and when they hatch, they recognise my voice, and they'll recognise my voice and imprint on my voice for life. Wherever I am, I can call them and talk to them, and they will know me and respond to me. So there you go. And I guess many of you have had horror stories of being chased by wild ganders and blood-crazed, thirsty ganders. But I've had that too. But I find them generally very intelligent, interesting and fascinating creatures. And I have fond memories of when I was a young bloke sitting on the ice floes in the high Arctic, watching the huge flocks of Canada geese and snow geese migrating south for the winter. It was really something that stays with me, a memory that stays with me for a lifetime. Anyway, I'm Farmer Nigel, and thanks for your company. Oh.